Next up, we've got this is interesting stuff. So we got Hitman 3, but a cloud version, which really that's kind of one of the themes that opened up. And you know, let's bundle this together with Control
Control.
because we also got Control as a cloud version. And I'm gonna add another topic. There's rumors that we could be seeing Resident Evil 3 coming to Switch through a cloud version. So like I feel the lid has been blown on cloud gaming. So let's kind
But
of
I
talk
also
about
kind of
all
like
that.
to. I like the one thing I will say about this is very interesting too, and a lot of what Sean's been echoing with like technology and stuff, and the same thing goes for the Phil Spencer comments about X Cloud and it's weird because this seems like Nintendo is making an effort to do these cloud versions of these games kind of as like I don't know, like proof of life that like hey, that this can be successful. We've launched major titles like Resident Evil 7, Control, um, Hitman, and potentially Resident Evil 3 coming. I think it just gives more credence to the possibility of maybe they're farming it out right now. Maybe they're going to see because I mean, even if it sounds impossible, to say like, oh, Stadia on the Switch, or you buy a $30 subscription to Nintendo's online and you get included with it, and you get to access Stadia games and play on your Switch. So I see something right now in the background that Nintendo's either kind of putting it out there that it's possible on the system. It could be living alongside whatever their hardware refresh is. Like I want to know, like it just seems weird to me that this is all coming about now, but these are some of the I don't know, they're very safe bets to do something like Resident Evil 7 that was critically and commercially successful. The same thing with Control, and Resident Evil 3 was, in my opinion, a pretty kick-ass game. So I think there's something more there. Like there's a bigger story other than just them launching these versions of cloud, launching these cloud versions of the games.
Hmm. I'm alongside with you. I think this is really opening up the door for what is possible with the Switch hardware to another level. It's not ideal in the sense that I think people would prefer to have it more like the tradition. So traditionally, digitally, and even more traditionally, on a physical cart. But the concept and the idea here seems like it's going to open the door for more options on the Switch, which is always positive. I realize I should actually talk with my hands more, so I'm not just some kind of stationary figure here. Uh, what I have to say though, the criticism is just I tried the Control free session, and it was terrible to play. So there are two modes to play the demo. There was one that was based on performance, one that was based on graphics, I think, and I picked that one. And everything, like there was this massive motion blur. I have Control on my PC, by the way, and it runs smooth, so I kind of know how it should run. And on the Switch cloud version, it was not a game I would ever pay for because it was just really unpleasant. Like it just didn't run well. It was choppy and laggy. And this is, I experienced Stadia. I was actually streaming. Oh, maybe so that's another thing. When I was streaming Control to Twitch as I was playing it. So some people are saying, well, that's your own fault. You were playing a cloud game while streaming. But I was also doing the same when I was playing Immortals Phoenix
Oh yeah,
Rising
yeah, yeah.
on Stadia. I was also streaming that to Twitch when I did that, and I had no issues. In fact, I loved it. It was like a big eye-opening moment. So I would expect that kind of service, especially if it's offered through paid on Switch. But would I pay full price for a version of Control that's in the cloud somewhere and play like this? Absolutely not. I don't think they have the pricing model good, so I'm against it right now, the way it's priced. But the technology, I'm all for it if it lets people have more options to play their games.
Yeah, my biggest thing is like, I mean, going along with that is I remember seeing somebody post on Twitter. There was like 270 something people ahead of them in the queue to play, and I'm like, man, this is terrible for for it to be available now. But then again, it goes back to what I was saying before: is like, is this like some sort of stress test? Is this you know who mentioned in the chat? I think it was Juan said, what exactly is the reason for cloud gaming on the Switch? Are these games not possible on the platform otherwise? And I would say it's not in the best interest of a developer that they've already created these games for the best visual experience possible, and now they have to like figure out a way where it can stream over on a cloud experience. So I don't know, outside of that, performance wise,
Hmm.
maybe they could squeak by like The Witcher has, but that studio is massive.
Right. A few comments here. We got Treon saying, "I got lucky. He tried both demos of Control and got performance issues." We've also got the opposite side. We got Tony saying he played Control on performance, the performance demo, and he liked it. He said he had a buttery smooth 60 frames per second experience.
Nice.
Um, Said the graphics mode may have ray tracing, but it gets choppy most of the time. So that's one of the issues with cloud gaming is this is the reality. You're going to get some people that have a good experience and some who have a bad experience, and it's all based on where you live and your IP, your service provider.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that the demo lets you try it so that you can actually experience it where you are locally. That's a smart move. And if if cloud gaming is going to be a thing, they need to do this. They need to let players try it out before they commit to buying. But I still don't like the idea of buying full price for something in the cloud that you can never. And that's a problem I have with Stadia. I'm okay with the. I can see it make more sense for Stadia Pro, where it's like, yeah, I'll sign up and get a magical game every month. I don't know what it's going to be, but the idea to pay for a service, well, you don't even pay for Stadia, but the idea to going on a service and then having to pay 60 bucks, 80 bucks just for a license that's in the cloud that can just disappear at any time, that's
Hey,
not
could
good.
you do me a favor and permaban Nick in the chat for Stadia hype? Get that
I can't find the button.
out.